Hey everyone, Amy here. If you listen to this show, you know we focus on expanding human potential and bring spiritual intelligence into modern leadership. But there's a blind spot that so many high performers may have. We treat creativity like a rare talent or a luxury we don't have time for, rather than an essential, everyday resource. Creativity isn't a gift reserved for a lucky few. It's a live relationship that determines how fully you engage with your work, your ideas, and your life. And like any relationship, it must be intentionally resourced and tended. To help us all shift into this vital, energetic piece of our humanity, I've partnered with elite creativity coach, songwriter, and producer Rachel Efron to bring you a brand new monthly mini-series, The Spark Sessions, Resourcing for Creativity. Each month, Rachel is taking over the mic to share deeply personal stories, break down common myths, and hand you a specific 10-minute mission designed to resource your creativity. By the end of this journey, our goal is to help you rekindle your life force, step into infinite possibility, and become a truly vibrant, thriving human being. Get ready, because you're about to step into the Spark Sessions, resourcing your creativity. Here's Rachel Efron.
Welcome to the Spark Sessions. I'm your creativity coach, Rachel Efron. Here we understand creativity isn't a talent or a mood. It's our natural state, and it comes alive the moment we support it. Every session will challenge myths, break through blocks, and help you discover what's yours and only yours to make. Let's get to it.
Hey everyone, it's Amy here, and I am so excited right now because we are launching a new mini-series on the Create Magic at Work podcast called The Spark Sessions, Resourcing for Creativity, with former guest Rachel Efron. Her episode on resourcing for creativity and her app, Muzi, has been so well received, and the episode was so popular that I sort of tapped Rachel on the shoulder and I said, Rachel, I want to do a mini series for the Create Magic at Work audience and listeners on creativity, because this is so important. And so behind the scenes for the past few months, we have been working on the Spark Sessions, resourcing for creativity with Rachel Efron. So today we're so excited to introduce this new mini series to you, and to give you a little bit of a peek behind the curtain, and then also an idea of what to expect over the next few months. As each month on the Create Magic at Work podcast, you'll see a bonus episode drop for you called The Spark Sessions with Rachel. So Rachel, thank you for doing this for all of the Create Magic at Work listeners. I mean, it's such a gift. So thank you.
Absolutely. Amy, thank you for your vision. This is one of the only times I think that actually I am creating something because of someone else's vision. You were so clear that this had to happen, and I just completely respect you and believed you. And that momentum brought me to what has become really my own vision for it as well. And I'm just super excited for what we get to make here now.
Yeah, how cool is it? Like, we are living the creativity model in real time that you created
It's
almost, right?
true.
Like, it's so cool.
That is so interesting. That's so true.
Yeah. Okay, so for everybody listening, I know you were a guest and we had an incredibly popular episode around the resources of creativity. But for those that haven't heard that guest episode, tell everyone a little bit about you and who you are.
Yeah. Well, my name's Rachel Efron. I started out my career, such as it was, as a singer-songwriter. After I graduated college, I realized what felt very much like a calling to me. I wrote a song and I was like, this is home. It was like a bell
Mhm.
rang. So I moved out to California and I started writing songs, recording songs, performing songs. And I did that for a great many years. Had a wonderful time doing that. I still do write songs for myself and record songs for myself as well. Then after years and years of this, I started doing something else, which was coaching other artists to write songs themselves. And it was like the second time the bell rang for me. I was like, "Oh, you can have 2 callings in a life." It was so exciting. I taught a class called songwriting for 10 years at the California Jazz Conservatory. I started hosting a weekly songwriting salon for advanced songwriters. I ended up coaching songwriters all over the world. I made a list of all the countries where I coach songwriters a couple days ago, and it's like you could put a pin just almost everywhere in the world.
Oh, that's so cool.
So fun. It is so fun. Then it was just a few years ago that one of my students and an artist that I ended up producing said to me, "What you do isn't just music specific. It relates to all aspects of creativity, and I think it's meant for a wider audience. So let's build something so that your tools reach more people." That is how Muzi was born. So basically, I had the incredible opportunity to think about how I work with people, what actually happens in a room when an artist is telling me how they're blocked, how I actually attune and figure out what they need in order to become free and thriving creatively. I took all of that kind of intuition and I externalized it as this tool, this app that people can now use to help themselves access more creativity in their lives.
The app is amazing. I've taken the quiz, I've gotten my spark, and we'll get into that in a little bit.
Yeah.
But as we're talking about the series that's about to unfold for all the listeners, what is your core mission for this series? What's the biggest thing you might want the Create Magic at Work listeners to walk away with?
So I am maybe unhealthily obsessed with other people creating. I love creativity. It's my favorite thing about everyone. If we're at a party and you tell me you want to write a screenplay, it's now my singular mission that you write the screenplay. So this is a thing. This is a thing about me, and I've found a career that justifies it. So, my main thing that I want for listeners is to access heightened creative states. The message that I need everyone to just internalize right out of the gate is that all of us are built for creativity. All of us arrive to this earth with the apparatus to create. If we're not creating, it's simply because we're under resourced for creativity. When you resource yourself for creativity, you can't help but create. And that's what the series is going to do. It's going to explain the resources, and we're going to do actual exercises in real time to get people resourced to start creating more.
Why should we care about resourcing our creativity? Why is that
Mm.
something that is even anything we should put our energy towards?
I think people do care about their creativity. I think there is a growing awareness among people that they need to create in order to even be well. Certainly, in order to realize their potential and give their singular gifts while they're here alive on earth. I think maybe it's true that there's still a lot of people that don't realize the importance of creativity, but they too feel the effects of not accessing their creativity. They too are sad, right? They feel a little out of sync with what they're doing in a day. For me, creativity is actually the opposite of depression. Not joy, not happiness, it's creativity. If you're creating every day, you're not going to be depressed because it's so positive, because it's you doing this right action that just really aligns you with the creative world around you. So, yeah, I guess that's my answer, Amy, is I think people already do care. And for those that don't sort of have it identified that they care, it will mean so much to them as well.
Hmm. Yeah, I think for me, everything that you're saying is really speaking to feeling like I am living in a space of vitality as a human
Yeah,
and like
yeah,
fully expressing myself as a human being. So
yeah,
that's why creativity is so important because we do grow up with different scripts that people say to us or judgments or assumptions that people place on us. You're a songwriter. So immediately people are like, "Oh, you're so creative. You're a songwriter." But then
Right.
maybe the accountant or the bookkeeper, I'm just thinking of the might people might say, "Oh, they
Yeah.
might that person might have had some sort of statement said to them that, 'Oh, you're more analytical, you're not creative.'"
Right.
And so then they
Yeah.
shut that portion of themselves down.
Yeah.
And to me, this is really uncovering what real creativity is and really resourcing
Totally.
being a vibrant human being while we're able to be here in the world. This gift that you've created, the way that it's just incredible. And I'm so excited for the listeners to go on this journey. The audience is going to hear you in the mini series break down some common creativity myths. What is
Mhm.
one of the biggest? I know I kind of dove into a little bit already, but like, what do you think is the biggest misconception that you hear doing this work about creativity that you want to dismantle this series?
Oh my god, how can I pick one? The truth is there are so many myths around creativity. It's fascinating. It's like, why on earth are we so obsessed with marginalizing, quote unquote, artists, right? Othering
Yeah.
artists in others
Mhm.
and in ourselves. It's almost as though we're afraid of creativity and its wild, unbridled power,
Yes.
right? It's almost as though
Yes.
we're afraid of its changing potential, right?
Mhm.
How are you gonna make me pick one? Can I just list a few?
Yeah, give us
Then
a
I'll choose
couple.
my favorite. Okay. Artists are oversensitive.
Mm.
Girl. Artists are broke.
Mm.
Artists are broke is this whole, like, legend that keeps people from pursuing their creativity. Artists
Mm.
are mentally ill. That might be my
Mm.
least favorite. Artists do not create because they are mentally ill. Certainly, some artists have mental illness. Also, some non-artists have mental illness, and if there's a productive artist who's mentally ill, they do it despite the illness, not because of it. Artists are addicted, alcoholic, irresponsible. I mean, it's wild. It's wild what we think about artists. It effectively keeps a lot of people from pursuing creativity even in small amounts.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
guess my least favorite today is the mentally ill one. We'll go with that today. It'll be a different one tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, we can look forward to all the different ones you'll unpack in the mini series. So I'm excited to hear which one
Yeah.
comes up in the coming months. Can you
Yeah.
preview the 5 creative resources for everyone
Yeah.
listening so they can get a feel for or an understanding for what you're gonna get into?
Absolutely. Yeah. So when I sat down to create this resource, this app, I thought, what is it that people actually need in order to create? And I thought about all the hundreds and hundreds of artists that I worked with. And I started organizing them in my mind and realizing, oh, there are certain kind of archetypes, not of artists, but of creative need and creative lack, right? Resource lack. It became pretty clear to me that if you're not creating, it's because you are depleted in inspiration, courage, discipline, rest, or connection, or some combination of them. Those are the big five for me:
Mhm.
inspiration, courage, discipline, rest, and connection.
I know when I took the quiz in the
Yeah,
Muzi app, which everyone can access that in the show notes, I came up depleted in rest. And part of this, mini series is you are going to, at the end of every Spark session, you're going to give the listeners and the audience a specific mission or
yeah,
challenge. And I'm
yeah.
curious because you said something that piqued my curiosity that not all the missions for rest are what we would think it would be for rest.
Rest is just one of the most fascinating resources for me. Rest is not the absence of activity, right? If it were just that, maybe we'd all be better at it. Rest is actually a proactive, action. It's what we do. So some of the rest missions are really about thinking about how to take more time off and take it down a notch. But a lot of them are actually proposed activities that will restore you and prepare you for creating again. Rest, more than anything, is about creating space in your mind and heart for new ideas to flood in. If we're backlogged with mental chaos and emotional chaos, there's just not room. There's not room for new ideas. So resting is really about undertaking those activities that kind of clear out some space in your minds and heart. What are some rest activities? Going for a walk, free writing, making soup. That's one of my rest missions.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Some of the rest reflections are about, leveling up your rest. Like, how can you not aim for the stars, not trade, Instagram for transcendental meditation, but maybe how can you go one notch higher quality rest throughout your day?
Okay, so the series, each episode that comes
Yeah,
out, tell us what it's going to look like. Because I referenced, okay, you're going to discuss these 5 resources of creativity. You've
yeah.
listed them. We talked about how at the very end, you're gonna send us on a mission to resource one of those areas. Frame up what an episode might look like for us or what the series might look like within that.
Yeah. Well, Amy, you're the one who really helped me conceive of this. So I appreciate you so much. So great. It's so great. You are so creative. And yeah, I'm the beneficiary of it. So it's
I
fantastic.
love it, yeah.
Yeah. I think every every episode is gonna involve a bit of the philosophy, just like a bit of a concept, of a new idea to try on that's gonna support you in creating. It's
Mhm.
also going to involve some anecdotes, some actual lived experience from my time creating and from my time coaching artists. I can't resist sharing these stories that led me to the methodology. And yeah, and every episode will involve actually a assignment, right? A mission, a reflection, some sort of a tool or a practice that listeners can do immediately and quickly, like within 10 minutes, to access a more heightened state of creativity. I
Ooh, I
also,
love
what I
that.
hope is that every episode will involve a quote unquote spark reading. So, one of the things about the app is that before you get going with anything, you take a creativity assessment. You answer 30 questions, and that gives you a picture of your creative landscape in the form of a 5-pointed spark. So you see an image of how inspired you are, how courageous you are, how disciplined you are. And again, these aren't character traits, they are levels of resource. And then based on that, oh gosh, I've been so focused on discipline, but I'm wildly disciplined. I really need to focus on my creativity relationships. I need to resource for connection, right? It helps you actually focus your creative wellness. So my hope is that every episode will also involve me taking a look at a listener's spark and giving some extra insights on what it could mean and how to work with it.
That is gonna be so fun. Spark readings. Like, how cool is that?
So fun.
So, for those of us that are gonna participate in listening to the mini series, we should take the quiz so we have our spark,
Yeah.
so we can follow along throughout, reference our spark as
Yes.
you're speaking in each episode.
Yeah.
And if if we're listening to this first introductory episode, we click on the link in the show notes to get the Muzi app. That's the name of the app, is Muzi, Muzi. It's available in the Apple store. You take your creativity assessment in that, then you get the picture of your spark. And then if they want
Yes.
a spark reading from
Hmm.
you in the mini series, how do they get a hold of you and give you their spark for a reading?
Yeah. Well, I believe we're going to have links in the show notes and they can literally email it to me. My
Yeah.
favorite thing is to get emails with sparks.
Yeah. This is going to be so fun.
Yeah.
So, again, come along with us in this mini series for resourcing your creativity. Follow
Yeah.
along the Spark sessions, but to really engage, download the Muzi app in the Apple Store, take your quiz, have your Spark
Yeah.
ready, email it to Rachel. We'll have her email address in the show notes. And you might get
Yeah.
picked for a live Spark reading in one of the episodes. We'll flash your Spark on the screen
Yeah.
anonymously if you want us to keep your name private.
Mhm.
And Rachel will do a live
Yeah.
Spark reading for you. How fun is this going to
Mhm.
be? This is amazing. Any other final thoughts for us as we start this journey of resourcing our creativity?
Well, I kind of loved how we began with you calling out that making this series is a creative act. And in building it right now, I am running up into my own creative process. But I guess that's how I want to end is by saying all of us are artists. I take a very expansive definition of what creativity is. It's not just, you know, drawing portraits or writing songs or whatever. It's it's really about recognizing what your special gift is in this world and then doing it on purpose. In this great creativity project, I am just another human creating as well, and that's what this is. It was very special. It's very special that this series is both to help people access their creativity and it is an expression of creativity.
Yeah, it's going to be incredible. I can feel it. I already love the magic and the cover we created. The music
Yay.
that's going to be in the show, your beautiful butterfly wall that you've created. And for me, it was when I started working with you and discussing with you and interviewing you and these conversations we've had, it was this deeper understanding of the human vitality that comes from resourcing our creativity. And
Yeah.
not only being able to innovate with these amazing gifts that we might have inside of us,
Yeah.
but also to problem solve when we feel
Mhm.
life is really hard. That was a big aha
Yes.
moment for me
Yeah.
with Musi and with
Mhm.
your Spark was I seen it with people that are so depleted and feel like their life force is so low that they don't know what to do, and resourcing their creativity actually was the answer.
Yeah.
Going on a
Right.
mission for
Mhm.
whatever they were depleted in was the answer to resource them back up to where now
Yeah.
they can see hope, they can see
Yeah.
possibility, they can see choice. And so I'm just really excited to see where this series takes us and everybody else listening. I mean, we want to hear what you're experiencing as you move through this mini series with us. Rachel, thank you so much for bringing the Spark sessions to life and for helping all
Amy,
of
thank
us
you.
resource our creativity. Can't wait to see how the series forms and shapes up. I'll be following right along with everyone else.
Thank you for having me, Amy, and I'm so excited to share this with your listeners. Thank you so much for joining me for this month's Spark session. Download Muzi to take the creativity assessment and send me your Spark for a chance to get your Spark interpreted by me on an upcoming episode. Visit rachelefron.com for more info on all things creativity. And until next time, keep giving your creativity every last thing it needs.
Thank you for tuning in. You've been listening to a Magic Thread Media podcast.